There is a question that almost nobody in the cat world asks. We spend all our time asking what the cat is doing. Why does she purr? Why does she sleep next to us? Why does she bring dead things to the door? 2 videos ago, we looked at signs of cat love. Last video, we broke down the 3 layers behind sleeping together. But there is a 4th question hiding behind all of them, and it is not about the cat, it is about us. Why do we care so much? Why does a 7-pound animal with no interest in our career, our problems, or our opinions occupy a place in our lives that some people reserve for partners and children? That is not a sentimental question. It is a psychological one, and the answer is more interesting than most people expect. Let us start with the obvious part. Cats are soft, warm, and small. They have large eyes relative to their skull, a round face, and a compact body. These features trigger what biologists call the baby schema response. It is the same neural pathway that activates when a human sees an infant. Large eyes, round head, small nose. The brain registers these proportions and releases oxytocin, the same hormone involved in maternal bonding. This is not a choice, it is a reflex. Every time someone looks at a cat's face, their brain runs a subroutine that says, "This is something small and helpless, protect it." The cat is neither small nor helpless. She is a fully functional predator who can survive outdoors for years, but the proportions of her shell hijack a system that evolved to keep human babies alive. Dogs trigger this too, but less precisely. A German Shepherd does not have infant proportions. Bulldog comes closer. Cat hits the target almost perfectly, especially kittens, whose eyes are disproportionately large even by cat standards. This is why kitten content dominates the internet. It is not culture, it is neurology. The baby schema is the entry point. It gets people in the door, but it does not explain why they stay. The staying part involves attachment. John Bowlby, the British psychologist who developed attachment theory in the 1950s, described how humans form bonds with specific individuals who provide a sense of safety. He called this the secure base. A child uses a parent as a secure base, exploring when the parent is near and showing distress when the parent leaves. Adults do the same thing with partners, close friends, and sometimes with animals. A study published in 2019 at Oregon State found that about 65% of cats form a secure attachment to their primary caregiver. But here is the part that rarely gets discussed. The attachment goes both ways. Humans form secure attachments to cats. The cat becomes a fixed point in the emotional landscape, a presence that is always there, always warm, always the same. When the cat is home, the owner feels calmer. When the cat is missing, there is genuine distress. That is not sentimentality. That is a measurable change in cortisol and oxytocin levels. The nervous system has categorized the cat as a secure base, and once that bond is formed, it operates below conscious awareness. The owner does not decide to feel safe when the cat is near. The body decides for them. There is another layer to this, and it involves sound. In 2009, Karen McComb at the University of Sussex published a study on what she called the solicitation purr. She found that when cats want something, usually food, they embed a high-frequency cry within the normal purr. The frequency of that embedded cry falls between 220 and 520 Hz. That range overlaps almost exactly with the frequency of a human infant's distress call. The human brain cannot ignore it. It activates the same caregiving circuits that respond to a crying baby. Cats did not learn this on purpose. It is an acoustic accident that happened to work, and over thousands of years of domestication, the cats that did it better got fed more and survived longer. The result is a sound that bypasses rational thought and goes straight to the part of the brain that says, "Something small needs me right now." That is not manipulation in the way people usually mean it. It is evolution finding a shortcut through a system that was already there. Now, the part that people feel but rarely say out loud. One of the most common things cat owners describe across every culture and language is that their cat is the one relationship where they borrow us. They do not have to perform. At work, there is a role to play. In friendships, there are expectations. In romantic relationships, there is negotiation, compromise, the constant management of how one is perceived. The cat does not care about any of that. She does not care about status, income, appearance, or social standing. She responds to 2 things, warmth and calm. A person who comes home stressed, tense, and scattered will notice that the cat keeps her distance. A person who sits down, breathes, and settles will feel the cat arrive within minutes, not because the cat is judging, because the cat is reading the autonomic nervous system. Elevated heart rate, fast breathing, tense muscles, those signals mean unpredictability. The cat waits. Slow heart rate, deep breathing, relaxed posture, those signals mean safety. The cat approaches. There is a phrase that comes up in almost every online forum about cats. She knows when I have had a bad day. The cat does not know. She is reading the body. But the effect on the owner is the same, someone noticed. Without being told, without explanation, without performance. In this way, the cat becomes a kind of biofeedback device. She reflects the owner's internal state without words, without judgment, without agenda. Research on human and animal interaction has shown that cortisol levels drop measurably within 10 minutes of calm physical contact with a cat, not because the cat is therapeutic in some mystical sense, because the nervous system recognizes a pattern, warm weight, rhythmic breathing, zero social demand, and down-regulates the stress response. For many people, that is the only relationship in their life where they feel truly seen without having to explain themselves. I want to be honest about one more thing. There is a version of this story that flatters the listener. The cat chose you. You are special. You have a unique bond. That version is comforting, is also incomplete. The truth is that cats form attachments based on proximity, consistency, and the absence of threat. The cat did not evaluate the owner's character and decide this person is worthy. The cat's nervous system registered that this person is predictable, warm, and does not cause pain. That is a lower bar than most people want to hear, but it is also a more honest one, and there is something valuable in that honesty. The cat does not attach because someone is extraordinary. The cat system settled near a specific human because that human was safe enough, long enough. One of my cats, a grey rescue named Soot, spent 4 months hiding under the bed before she moved to the foot of it. She did not decide I was a good person on month 4. Her nervous system simply recalculated the risk. Nothing changed about me, something changed about her threshold. That process is not romantic, but it is real. And the real version is the one a person can actually build on. What does all this mean for the person sitting on the couch at the end of a long day with a cat on their lap? It means the bond is real, but it's not magic. It is biology that both species stumbled into. Oxytocin from the baby schema, attachment from consistency, acoustic manipulation from a purr that sounds like a baby, and a nervous system that finally found one relationship where the mask comes off. None of that is romantic. All of it is true, and understanding it does not make the bond weaker. It makes it clearer, because when someone knows why they feel what they feel, the feeling does not disappear. It just stops being a mystery. And that is worth something, knowing that the warmth is not imagined, the calm is not accidental, and the cat on the lap chose that spot for reasons that are as real and measurable as anything science can offer. In the last 2 videos, we looked at the cat. In this one, we looked at the human. Next time, we go back to the cat, because there are 5 things most owners do every day that the cat has been quietly objecting to, and the signals are smaller than you think.